والنجم إذا هوى ما ضل صاحبكم وما غوى.
And that's really the difference between tafseer and what? Tadabbur. Because when you become a person of tafseer with tadabbur, then you come back and there's more tadabbur. Then you come back and there's even more tadabbur. And then you come and there's no end to the tadabbur. And then you find joy in finding other people that are doing tadabbur because you're like, can you share your tadabbur? I'll share mine. And then I share my tadabbur with someone and they say, your tadabbur made me have another tadabbur. And that's what my group does all the time. We're like, they have a thought, then I have a thought. They're like, oh my God, that made me think of this. And I'm like, whoa. We're all just like, Quran, dude. Okay, I need a break. I gotta go eat a slice of pizza or something because I need to process this. I literally have to hang up on the group sometimes because it's just ma awha. Then there's another ambiguity here that's amazing. He inspired. It could be Jibreel inspired because Allah inspired Jibreel and Jibreel inspired the prophets. Allah communicated to Jibreel, Jibreel communicated to the prophet. But he says he inspired to his slave. The his slave clearly means the slave of who? Allah, ila abdihi. So Jibreel is being conflated here. A connection is being made where you can read this as Allah inspired it to his slave, or Jibreel inspired it to Allah's slave. Multiple things can happen at the same time because there's now an inseparability between Allah, Jibreel, and the Messenger. A rope is being drawn between them, and the ambiguity of the pronouns is capturing that. Then there's the word ma. One more aspect of the word ma that I want to share with you. فَأَوْحَى إِلَىٰ عَبْدِهِ مَا أَوْحَى. Ma is used for ibham in Arabic when something is not explicitly clear, when something, there's more to be discovered. Part of the ishara here in the ayah is the Quran will keep on giving more and more and more. And there will never be a time where we can say we've exhausted the Quran. Now we know everything the Quran has to offer. Because it will always be ma awha. There will always be more to learn from it. There will never be alladhi awha. Because the alternative to ma is what? Alladhi. فَأَوْحَى إِلَىٰ عَبْدِهِ الَّذِي أَوْحَى. But it's actually ma awha. So this is actually an inspiration for all of us to continue to explore the word of Allah and to bring ourselves, to bring light to ourselves and to coming generations to continue this tradition of tadabbur in the ummah. Now, this is what's I'm gonna keep track of time because 11 and 12 is where it's at. Okay, I have a little bit of time. To understand this ayah, first, I'm going to take a side step and tell you something about the word lying in Arabic. Kadhaba, kadhib is a liar. Easy translation, right? But now you know nothing is easy in Arabic. There's the primary meaning and there's what? Secondary meanings. I'm going to teach you some secondary meanings of lying in Arabic. Kadhib in Arabic, okay? Kadhab al-hurru, they say the heat did kadhib when the heat breaks and the temperature gets nicer. So when it breaks, the temperature breaks, that's called kadhib. Kadhab al-aynu khanaha hissuha, when the eye sees a mirage and it thinks it's something, the eye did kadhib, it was diluted. Or it can't see straight anymore. It's not seeing clear vision anymore. كَذَبَ السَّيْرُ إِذَا لَمْ يَجِدْ. When the animal is wobbling and the person is wobbling and they're not walking firmly, then their walk has kadhib in it. Then كَذَبَ الْوَحْشِيُّ جَرَى شَوْطًا ثُمَّ وَقَفَ لِيَنْظُرَ مَا وَرَاءَهُ. When the animal walks but stops and sees if anybody's coming, then walks a little bit, then hesitates, that's called the animal is doing kadhib. It's weird. What does this have to do with anything? وَكَذَبَ الْقَوْمُ السُّرَى. And the group of people, they couldn't travel anymore because لَمْ يَقْدِرُوا عَلَيْهِ. They didn't have the money for it. They were too tired for it. فَمَا كَذَّبَ. And they say about a person, this guy did not do takdhib. They say that when this person didn't give up and he didn't become a coward and he fulfilled his job. So in other words, kadhaba also means to be a coward and to be a quitter. So kadhaba has to do with these things. And I'll give you the English notes soon. And so the ma'na mihwari means the overall theme is naqsul hidda wa shidda al-jariya fi shay, when something is no longer as intense as it used to be. When something weakens, breaks, softens, that's actually called kadhib. So the meanings are decline in intensity or sharpness. The meanings of kadhib have to do with inability, losing toughness, or stamina is not one word. I was about to read that as one word, or stamina. Weakness, cowardice, misconception and underestimation, also convenience. You know what that has to do with lying? This is the Arab saying, ancient Arab, even before Islam, the Arab understood something about the truth. The truth is the opposite of all of these things. The truth is intense. The truth requires ability. The truth it requires toughness and stamina. The truth requires bravery. The truth requires that you conceptualize properly. The truth is inconvenient. And when you run after convenience, when you're given to your cowardice, when you do all of these things, that's when lying becomes easy. People that are looking for the easy way become liars. That's kadhib. And by the way, so when he says ma kadhaba al-fuadu ma ra'a, now you know when you hear the word lying in Arabic, the associations they make are so powerful. It's almost as if they did a psychological profile on lying. Right? Where does lying come from? Comes from convenience, ease, cowardice. I'm too brave to tell you the truth. Like for the guys here, your wife asks you, "What you thinking?" Not one of you will tell her the truth. It's just work. It's really stressful right now. And in your head, you're giving a whole khutbah. If you knew what I was thinking. I don't know when Judgment Day is coming, but mine would start today. Just tell me what you're thinking. No, too cowardly, too scary. Also, if I say the truth, life is going to become very inconvenient. It's not going to be convenient anymore. So it's better to just not say anything. This is kadhib, you know? So the idea of ma kadhab al-fuad, this is a side note. Then whenever you read the word lying in the Quran, I want you to have some thoughts about what's behind it, right? Isn't this really beneficial like this to know the richness of the word, right? It changes everything.
That's when a group of men surprised King Dawood in his chambers. He's the prophet that had 99 wives, right?
No, it says...
Hey, just use Bayyina TV. We break down every section of the Quran into straightforward, understandable pieces. I started Bayyina TV to make the Quran accessible for people of all levels of understanding. The beauty and guidance found within its passages shouldn't be limited to scholars. Click the link to start your journey into the Quran and Arabic today.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد رآه نزلة أخرى عند سدرة المنتهى عندها جنة المأوى إذ يغشى السدرة ما يغشى ما زاغ البصر وما طغى لقد رأى من آيات ربه الكبرى رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي فالحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Once again everybody, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I am overwhelmed at what I'm hoping to share with you today. It's extremely powerful. My first dua to Allah is that what I felt today learning and internalizing some of the lessons that I'm about to share with you, I pray that the effect on your hearts is much more even than what I was able to experience, because the goal here is not just to understand the word of Allah, for it to impact our hearts. So I start with the dua that Allah enlighten our hearts. Allahumma nawwir qulubana bi nur al-Quran. May Allah enlighten our hearts with the light of the Quran. Now, we're going to get right into the work. So far, what we've covered is the first vision of Jibreel. Up until ayah number 12, that was the first vision of Jibreel alayhi salam. From ayah number 13 to ayah number 18. And my goal today, just to reach 18. That's all we're going to do. Even if I get to 18 in 10 minutes, I'm not going to do any more, because I need you to process what happens until 18. And what's going to happen from ayah number 13 to 18 is the second vision of Jibreel alayhi salam. But that did not happen on the earth. That happened when the Prophet ﷺ was taken to a heavenly journey, and he was taken above where no creation has ever been. Even the angels were not allowed above there. And from there, Allah describes what the Prophet ﷺ saw and what he experienced. And that's where we're going to begin in ayah number 13. وَلَقَدْ رَآهُ نَزْلَةً أُخْرَى. And he certainly did see him, meaning see Jibreel, نَزْلَةً أُخْرَى, another,
in a descent or in a lower position. Nuzul in Arabic means to be low. So for example, anzala or inzal is used for the Quran because the Quran comes from the heavens down, right? Nazil is something coming down. The angels, تَتَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالرُّوحُ فِيهَا بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِمْ مِنْ كُلِّ أَمْرٍ, because they're coming down. Nazlatan here is a lower position. A lower position. Now this is immediately a contrast with what you read, what you heard about the first vision. Where did he see Jibreel in the first vision? وَلَقَدْ رَآهُ بِالْأُفُقِ الْمُبِينِ. And here, وَهُوَ بِالْأُفُقِ الْأَعْلَى. He's in the highest horizon. So this is a complete different picture now. First time, he sees him right above. Now he's seeing him in a low position. What this is? But I thought he went up into the heavens and he sees him in a low position. First, let's see what this could imply.